right? Um, top five music videos. What'd you come up with for number five?
Number five, I decided to start it off with a party theme. So I got the Beastie Boys with "You Gotta Fight"
Oh
for
hell
your
yeah,
right party.
yeah, that video is great.
Yeah, and it's such an anthemic song.
Hmm.
Like it's so most of my picks are going to be from the '80s.
Yeah,
Um,
too.
but I mean, just the song. It's like I actually like "No Sleep Till Brooklyn" song better,
Hmm.
but "You Gotta Fight" that's an
That
anthem.
video, yeah,
Yeah,
that video
the
is,
video and it's an
yeah,
anthem of the '80s. So
yeah,
that's why I decided to go with that one for number five.
yeah. That is a good pick. It was kind of hard to do this, because it's like,
Oh, I know there's a ton that I really didn't
yeah,
dig. Yeah.
I came up with a bunch on top of my head that I remember liking as a kid. Then it's kind of
Yep,
like I
me
went through
too.
it and watched them, kind of see if they still hold up. Like mine kind of has a theme, I guess. Because I like videos with like kind of like cinematic types, like kind of like a short film type thing. All right, so my number five, I had Tom Petty. You got lucky.
Man, I don't remember that video at all. I know the song for
Yeah,
sure.
they're
Uh,
um they're kind of like I suppose like a futuristic video. They're kind of like in this like spaceship kind of car thing, whatever. And
okay.
they find this
Yeah.
cassette player for from the past. And they play it, and it's the song and shit.
Okay. I
You
do
remember it
remember that
now?
now. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
always loved that video. And that was always my favorite Tom Petty song too.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
always thought the video was kind of cool.
Yeah. It's a good pick, man. Yeah.
Tom Petty had some pretty good videos though.
Videos, songs,
Yeah,
absolutely.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
I love Tom Petty.
Both. Me too. Yeah. Underrated.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I got his due for sure, but like
Hmm.
still underrated, I think.
Yeah. All right, what you got for number four?
Number four, keeping it in a party theme. Do you remember this one? Uh, Quiet Riot, Party All Night.
Party all night. Yep.
Yeah, where the nerds have a party and order the pizza, and
Yeah.
the all the people hear like the 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 pizza order over the phone, and that's how they all know to go to that house.
Yeah.
Yeah, hilarious.
It's
Yeah,
funny because it's almost like the Beastie Boys video.
yeah, for sure. And I think that's a good song too.
Oh yeah.
I like that Critical Condition album. Um, and Mama We're All Crazy Now was the other song off that. But
Yeah, that was the big hit. Yeah.
yeah, but that video for Party All Night, man, it's fun.
Yeah.
Just silliness. Yeah. So I figured that might be one that might a lot of people be like, oh yeah, kind of
Hmm.
yeah. So if anyone hasn't seen it, go watch it after this.
I'll post a link to all these videos
Okay.
on the show, so if people want to go back and watch, so they know what we're talking about. Because some of these might be kind of obscure videos, Well, because because like that Party All Night didn't get a lot of airplay.
No, it
I
didn't.
remember seeing
Yeah.
that video, but they didn't show it that often. So a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people may not have seen that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. My number four, Glenn Fry, Smuggler's Blues.
Hell yeah. That's a good,
Yeah.
amazing pick. And I'm glad you brought it up because yeah, I always love that video.
Yeah.
And I like that song.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, he plays slide guitar on it.
Yeah.
And like a good video, good storyline kind of thing,
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I like when the videos kind of match the song like that.
Yeah.
Like it's a short movie. I mean, it is really
Yep.
good.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. A lot of good stuff in that video for
dying at
sure.
the end and shit. It's pretty
Yeah,
good.
yeah. Yeah. Well thought out, creative.
Yeah.
Like you said, goes along with the song. Yeah. Did you know he Glenn Fry did a on Miami Vice where he was a smuggler, like by plane, like flew a little airplane and smuggled shit, like
Oh, I
helped
didn't know
out
that.
Crockett and Tubbs in one of the
I never
episodes
watched
or
that
whatever.
show, so I didn't know. But
Yeah, yeah,
that's pretty cool. All
yeah.
right, what'd you have for number three?
Uh, three. I went with actually a newer video, believe it or not, from a band we all love. They just put this song out just a couple years ago. Band's still doing it, but man, I thought this video was super, super fucking cool. Love the song, but the video I think is really fucking cool because they pay a lot of homage in a good way to a lot of bands um, that rock and roll lifers, Junkyard Lifer.
See, I don't know if I've seen that.
Oh man, it's you got to check it out after we do
I
this,
I
man.
know I know the song. We
Yeah, yeah.
we've discussed that song before, but like yeah, I'm not I have to check it out. I don't
Well, they
recognize
have a music video, and you'll when you see it, you'll know. But through the songs, Lifer, rock and roll lifers, right?
it.
So through a lot of the video, like they do these fast like images of like all these legendary musicians or writers or artists just in general. And it's super nerdy to me how I have fun with it is as they're passing so fast, like I'll pause it and see which one
Oh
I
yeah.
land on and see if I know who it is.
Well, see,
Um,
I like that kind of shit too.
yeah. Well,
That's like
check this video out, man.
yeah,
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure, for sure. As soon as we get down
yeah.
here, I'm gonna check it out. Um,
Hmm.
that's like I always like songs. But the band Heaven did one, and Tough, where they go through and talk about they'll name drop a bunch of and their influences in the songs. You know what I'm talking about? Tough did
No,
like All
no,
New Generation.
no. I may have seen it, but I honestly don't remember it.
Well, like I don't think it video. I'm just going by the song. The song,
Oh,
when
okay.
they
Then no,
go
no, I
through and
really don't know.
yeah, it's and
Or
Heaven did
wait,
one.
who did?
Heaven,
Oh,
it's
heaven,
called
no, I didn't know about
In the
theirs.
Beginning.
I might know the Tough song now that you're thinking about it, or
Yeah,
now that you're mentioning it. But no, I don't know the heaven one for sure.
yeah, it's pretty good. All right, my number three, the Tubes. She's a beauty.
Yeah, wild video, right?
Yeah, like at a carnival. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually, I mean, I probably saw that video back in the day, and I
Mhm.
definitely remember the song. But so over the past few months, if you know me and anyone that's followed this channel, you hear me talk about like all I do is just go down the YouTube rabbit holes.
Mhm.
So I'd gone down the Steve Lukather from Toto rabbit hole, and he helped write that song.
Oh, I didn't know
And
that.
and yeah, and so from that, like I said, I didn't remembering they had a video for that, but just saw it again for the first time, like literally, like within the past 3-4 months.
Yeah,
So
that's
yeah, and watching interviews with the dude that was the singer of that band and how he kind of had a unique voice and
mhm.
um but yeah, once again, very creative video. uh Tells, I think there's a story in there. um but yeah, man, great video for sure.
Yeah. See, some of the ones on my list, like I like the song because the video was so good. You know what I mean? Like I
Okay.
got where like I would watch the video every time it come on, so I'd get used to the song. Because I mean, when I was a kid, I wouldn't want to listen to Glenn Fry or the Tubes. You know what I mean? But like the videos are so good that I would always every time they come on, I'd sit and watch it, and the songs kind of grew on me. That's kind of how
Yeah,
most of my list is.
yeah. Well, that leads into uh I guess what my number two now.
Yeah.
My last two for the top five at least were being a kid growing up in the 80s, just like you. I know MTV was extremely influential for you as anyone else our age
Yeah.
or of that era. So these last two, my number two and number one, were very much resonant of that time and how videos. And I would say this next video, the number two, which could have arguably also been my number one, I think was one of the first videos, one of the first handful for sure, that reeled me in to like the path of music that I've loved since. And it's Twisted Sister, I Want to Rock. I mean,
Yeah.
those videos from the Stay Hungry shit are
Oh yeah. Oh
legendary.
yeah.
Fucking legendary. And more that one because I like that song better than We're Not Gonna Take It. I mean, both hysterical videos, with the the Animal House characters.
Yeah.
Um, and the whole what are you gonna do with your life? Like that's just anyone that knows that, and whenever you say it, you instantly know what it is. And
Hmm.
if you don't know what the fuck it is, you're like, what's that? And if you don't get that's what makes it funnier if you don't get it.
Yeah. See, 'cause I remember We're Not Gonna Take It was the first one I seen, and I
Yeah,
don't
it
think I even
was.
knew who they were at that time. And
Hmm.
video, like it was, yeah, that's almost too easy because those videos are even to this day, are still fun to watch. Like I don't even
Yeah,
like the songs anymore, but those videos are still fun to watch.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So that one, like I said, specifically, that album, that was all the time frame, 83, 84, where
Mhm.
I was really got hooked or like music's my thing. I knew like
Yeah.
then, yeah.
Hmm.
So that was a part of it.
Yeah. I think mine, it's not on my list, but I think mine was Looks That Kill.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Seeing that, it was like, changed my life forever, man.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
The
And I get
video
why you
is
say that.
it is a good video, but it's not on my list. But okay, my number two, the Greg Ken Band, Jeopardy.
Okay. Okay.
Remember that
Now
video?
Jeopardy, is that the song we talked about a few weeks ago? No,
Yeah.
no, I'm thinking that they don't make them like that anymore. It's not the same song. The
No.
bum 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 bum
Yeah. No.
bum.
This
Yeah.
is Weird Al Yankovic ended up doing a cover of this, like I Lost on Jeopardy.
Okay.
But the
I
vid
know that. Yeah.
yeah, that's the song. But the video is he's at the altar getting ready to get married. He's having all these like hallucinations and stuff. Like he looks back and he sees like one married couple that are handcuffed together. Then he sees another one like their hands are like look like they're sewn together, and another one like their like stomachs are connected. It's like and he's like freaking out. And he ended up
Mhm.
running out of the altar and try to get away. I always thought it was funny, as a kid.
I'll have to check that out to,
Yeah,
to see if
it
I
was
if I remember it.
all right. What you got for number one?
Number one, back to like what I said with the Twisted Sister song. This fucking video is one, in my opinion, one of the most legendary videos, rock songs, video, whatever. Just for also, it encompasses exactly what that time was in 1984, and it's Van Halen, "Hot for Teacher."
Oh yeah,
That's fucking
yeah,
amazing video,
yeah.
man.
I forgot
The
about that. Yeah,
Yeah, the whole Waldo thing and
yeah.
the mini versions of each of them and them like synchronized dancing and all the fucking like women that were the different teachers
Hmm.
and how to this day there's a guy I even work with who will occasionally like just kind of stop and be like, I don't feel tardy. Like just how
Yeah,
it's such a fucking tagline,
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's my favorite Van Halen song too. So
Hey, I get it. It's a
yeah,
good, yeah. Aside from the video, it's
yeah,
a great song, and it's awesome they did a video for that song
yeah.
because it's that kind of song.
Hmm. Yeah, that
Yeah.
song is so crazy, man. It's just like a bunch of noise, man. You know what I mean? It's like, but it's so good.
Yeah.
All right, my number one. This is supposed to be one of the first cinematic videos on MTV.
Okay.
Golden Earring, Twilight Zone.
I definitely remember that. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
He's
Kind
like
of.
a he's like a spy or something, and
Yeah.
and he's being chased by like the rest of the band. They're like gunmen or something, and at the end
Yep.
they look like they're about to assassinate him. They got him like blindfolded and they got him tied up.
Yeah. I definitely vaguely remembered. I know I've seen it. Um, but yeah, I know what you say with like the cinematic
Yeah,
like value to it. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And I kind of feel like that was a music video even before MTV, really.
It might have
'Cause I,
been. I think the
yeah.
song came out in '82 though.
Okay, then no, then I guess that'd
So
be
yeah,
around that time. Yeah. Yeah. I just kind of assumed maybe like late 70s with that song.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That video is so good. And but MTV didn't even really show it that much. I mean, that was kind of a big song for them, but like they didn't
Hmm.
show it. And see, now that's
Yeah.
one I like the song. So the video I seen later. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, I mean that's clearly like probably their main hit, really.
That and Radar Love, but White
Yeah,
Lion
yeah,
made that one bigger.
yeah, they did.
And you have to watch it. There, the original version of the video, which I seen today, actually has topless scene.
Okay.
So
Then yeah,
yeah, you have to
yeah,
watch it
we'll
just for
watch
that.
that. Yeah.
I never knew that. I was like, whoa, I don't remember that part.
Hell yeah. Well,
Yeah. Do you have
couple
any
of my
honorable
honorable
mentions?
mentions. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, you just actually made me think of an honorable mention as a couple because you talk about like uncensored versions. there's a there's at least two Helix videos that have like topless women type theme to it, uncensored versions. One of them is the hit song, the "Rock You,"
Mm-hmm.
and I honestly forget what the other is, but I know there's like two where it seems like they may have filmed them like kind of close, and I don't want to say same day necessarily, but it's a lot of same like props and imagery, and
Heavy Metal
looks like
Love.
that might have been the other one. Yeah, it might have
Yeah.
been. Um, I didn't have that on my list, but you talking about like an uncensored video.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those. Another one, just uncensored, good video. But there's an uncensored version is girls, girls, girls. There's an uncensored version with the women like
Oh,
actually
really?
like stripping. Yeah, yeah. So I had that for an honorable mention. I mean, a couple videos for me, once again in the '80s that really made an impact on me. One of them being once again for just having like a bunch of women in it is Kiss, Heaven's on Fire.
Mm-hmm.
It's like just them in like a hotel suite with
Yeah.
just like a whole room full of women. And I mean there's like live performance shit too, but I remember the one scene with like Eric Carr's like under the table with a girl he's laying on top of or like under a table and just I don't know, just being, like a 11-year-old kid just thinking that's cool as fuck.
Oh yeah.
Um, um, okay, so another one for me that I like the song, but I like the video because it really showcases like cruising on the Sunset Strip back in the '80s. Is Docking, It's Not Love,
Oh yeah.
and they're on the back of the semi truck playing,
Yeah.
and they're like cruising around, Holly, Sunset and up on Hollywood Boulevard downtown area too. So
Well,
I just remember that being a cool.
didn't Jackal kind of steal that idea in one of their videos?
Yeah, they did a similar thing. I mean, they did that with because Kmart wouldn't sell their record, So they went to like a Kmart on same way, like on the back of a flatbed truck, and just started playing
Yeah.
in front of the Kmart. Yeah. So yeah, yeah. But I always like that Dokken video, man. It's a good song too.
Oh yeah, for
Um,
sure.
um, like I was thinking a bunch of this band's videos were good, and to narrow it down to one, they have more than one, but the one that I had for an honorable mention is a Suicidal with a Trip the Brain.
Oh yeah.
Like that's a cool video, And
Oh
then they
yeah.
got, like Possessed to Skate was cool.
Yeah.
Institutionalized, You Can't Bring Me Down. I
Yeah.
mean,
Those
it's
are all good.
Suicidal. What else?
I said, yeah, those are all good.
Yeah, yeah, all good.
Yeah.
But I
I
always
always,
like the Trip to the Brain one where the Timothy Leary in the beginning was like, there's nothing wrong with this brain. Like, um, and one other that I had, man, which was a video that and it's a live or an amalgamation of live bits or whatever that really reeled me into it put me on the path of like, I've talked about my love for hardcore is the Cro-Mags We Gotta Know
oh
video.
yeah, that is a good
Like,
one too. Yeah.
yeah, man, that just seeing that, like, just what we say crazy, I mean, crazy to like a 14, 15-year-old kid.
Hmm.
Um, good video, man. Just, I think, captured, what that band was, energy was, live was with that lineup. Um, yeah, man, good video. Except I've always remembered it.
I see in that vein, like this is how I felt about the Biohazard Punishment video.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good.
That video, yeah, dude,
Yeah, they
that's
just did some reunion shows. You know
yeah,
that?
I know. Yeah,
Yeah,
they
yeah,
I think they're about to go on tour. I know they did a couple shows in New York over the weekend.
yeah, probably. Yeah, yeah.
Like from that lineup too.
Right, right, right,
Yeah,
right.
fuck yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. That was always
Um,
I guess that's like the most played video on Headbangers Ball of all time. It's Punishment.
Punishment.
Yeah,
Damn. Okay.
surprising because they
Yeah,
weren't that big, but I guess that's the only time they could show that song though. You know what I mean? They're not going to show it in the middle
yeah,
of the day, so it's probably why.
yeah, yeah. That's a good one too, man. That's all I have written down for honorable mentions.
I had Scorpions, No One Like You.
Okay. Yeah.
He's in jail. He's in Alcatraz.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
pretty good. Then had a couple comedy ones like Rockwell, Somebody's Watching You, Somebody's
Yeah.
Watching
Yeah.
Me, and couple Men at Work videos.
Oh yeah, those are
Yeah,
always
they're
awesome.
like comedy wise, like those are always good.
And the fucking singer looks like Al Bundy.
Yeah,
Australian Al Bundy.
yeah. Yeah, no doubt. All right, new segment. Album of the week. What'd you come up with?
Well, I just made this one simple to kind of test the waters with it, like we talked about.
Mhm.
And it's one I just know I didn't have to do a whole lot of research on. Um, and for any you and anyone that's followed this show, and episodes I've been on, I've referred to this a good handful of times how much I love this band and how I feel this particular album is the most underrated rock and roll record in history. And it's the Four Horsemen with Nobody Said It Was Easy.
Yep.
Like I said, everything about that I don't need to research. I mean, it was a Rick Rubin thing, came out on Def Jam. Um, those guys they were supposed to be something that didn't really end up happening. And like I said, people who know, but they were on the same time that first Black Crowes record came out on Deaf American, and Four Horsemen and Black Crowes at the time had the same manager. So that was the idea from things I've read, and I've talked to Dave Lismy a few times. Dave Lismy played guitar in that band, but it was like those were the two bands at that time that Ruben was really one. Well, even Four Horsemen was supposed to get pushed a little before, but Frank Starr always had issues like being in jail and some shit like that, where they kind of came, that record didn't come out until 91, and the Black Crowes one came out in 90. But yeah, he was saying that the expectation was to put them on the same path of how the Black Crowes went.
What's some of your favorite songs off that record?
I mean, the whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
But it's one of those records from, and I'll talk about some, but legit, it's one of those records where I know we've talked about, like, how many albums can you listen to where you can listen to it front to back.
Yeah.
This is one of those albums for me.
Mm-hmm.
What I like about it is that there's a lot of and I talked to someone else about this just within the past couple months, how I said that record has every touch or every aspect or a little flavor of what I want from rock and roll.
Mm-hmm.
You got like the rocking is my business is just a good just rock song, solid
Yeah.
rock song, kind of got an anthem to it. Can't Stop Rocking is just real like 50s boogie woogie rock and roll, even has piano in it. Oh man, 75 again.
That's a good one. Yeah.
That's one I think they would open up with that a lot. I think that was a good opening song.
Mm-hmm.
Wanted Man's good, tell there's actually I have there's a version of that was put out. I think Haggis and Dave Lismy kind of did it themselves. That has 3 extra songs that weren't on the original album. One of those is an alternate version of I wish I had the songs right in front of me. It would make it a lot easier. I mean, but the different version is the dude who ended up doing vocals in Haggis's version of the Four Horsemen after played harmonica on this song, this alternate version of one of the songs on the album. Then there was another song that didn't make it on the record that the drummer wrote. It was called "She's Got It." It's good. And then there was that band did 2 versions of a song called "Born to Boogie," and the one that's one of the unreleased "Born to Boogies" is kind of the story of how Frank Starr and Haggis met at the Rainbow. Like in the song, it kind of touches on that. Mm-hmm. So that I kind of wish that one had made the album, but yeah, it's definitely front to back. But it's one of those albums like you could almost play 2 or 3 songs to someone that doesn't know, and it not sound exactly like the same band.
Mm-hmm.
Even his vocal style, he does a couple different things where. So what's some of the ones on that for you?
I'm not gonna lie, like the 2 singles were my 2 favorites.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, that's the reason I bought it was because of the song. For me, it's been 75 again. I mean, that's one of my favorites on there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they're all good, but those 2 singles were, man, I can listen to them 10 times a day.
Tired Wings and Rockin' Is My Business.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nobody Said It Was Easy, and Rockin' Is My Business.
Okay, yeah, they did another video for Tired Wings too.
Yeah, I don't know if I remember seeing. I have to look that one up then. But the first 2 singles, the ones I was talking about.
Okay, well, I didn't really remember which order they came out. but I know they did videos and for those three songs.
Yeah,
So
see, I
those
have to
were
look
like
that up.
promoted
I
as the
didn't.
three singles. Yeah.
Yeah, see, I didn't know that. Like, I mean, that's a
Yeah.
good song too, but yeah, I didn't realize they had a video for that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, man, I still listen. I mean, I remember them back then, but I'm not gonna pretend that like I wasn't into them like I have been the past 3 or 4 years now. Like when I talk about how I've come full circle back to, my love for rock and roll, that's when I really like, because I do remember the videos. I don't think I own that cassette though, but
See, I
God,
had it on cassette, so that
did
shows
you?
you
Okay,
how long. Yeah, I mean, so I've been into them for a while because
yeah,
I quit buying cassettes 30 years ago. You know what I mean? So
yeah. So yeah,
yeah,
I definitely remember the videos. Remember liking them,
yeah,
but that 91, 92 is when my interest started gearing into other types of music. So I was getting away from
yeah,
those, and that's what was just happening at the time
yeah. I
anyway.
mean, me too.
Um,
You know, I mean,
but like I said, 3, 4 years ago though, when I started digging back into stuff and catching up on what I missed back then, like that record is one of them, man. Like, yeah.
I say my favorite off there is probably Nobody Said It Was Easy. Though. I mean, it's
Okay.
melodic, but
Mhm.
it rocks,
Yeah,
man.
good harmony
Yeah,
vocals.
it's such
And
a
that's
great
one where
song.
his vocal, like, like that one, he does one vocal style, but then like 75 again, totally different. Like, if you
Hmm.
played it for somebody, they wouldn't even think it's the same band.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's good shit.
So yeah, I always stand beside most underrated rock and roll record recorded.
Yeah, it is really good. So I was not into him as much as you, but yeah, like
And like I say, I'm keeping it real. It's just
yeah,
within the past 3, 4 years that I'm like, or with what I want from rock and roll, like everything's on that record for
yeah.
me. Everything. I mean, everything that band did, because they did. You may have heard me talk about. They did an EP before that called the Welfare Boogie EP,
Hmm.
and they actually even did a video, which for the Welfare Boogie song. That the story I heard is they sent it to MTV for Headbangers Ball. It may have got played one time, if even that. And the reason is they had heard like people were like, "Yeah, these guys are just too ugly."
No,
Yeah,
that's weird.
yeah, they're not pretty enough, or something like it may not, but it may not have been exactly they're just too ugly. It might have been like in '89 where they're not pretty enough.
No, but also they'll show Ace of Spades and shit. Like
Well, right, but yeah, Motorhead was legendary at that
yeah,
point. But um, yeah, I think the story is that video at best played twice, if even that, if even really the ones. Um,
have you
but I
seen it
like
on
that. Well,
YouTube? Is it on
yeah,
YouTube?
oh yeah, it's on YouTube. Yeah, for sure.
I'll check it out too.
Yeah, Welfare Boogie. Yeah, and it's good, man. It once again I think captures who those guys were in 1989. Like living in like a shitty place and lost somewhere in Hollywood or somewhere in Los Angeles, and you know, just it tells once again that song kind of tells the story of like just how it was in that time.
Yeah.
Being poor as fuck, welfare boogie. um, so yeah, that one would be that's my pick for that. Yeah.
Awesome.
So kind of see what people think about that. If people start watching and following this again, if that's something people's interested in us talking about, or people, even saying, hey, like, what do you think about this album? And,
Yeah,
someone give us one to talk about,
yeah, that'll work. Is anything
well,
else?
driving out.
All right, 5 and out.
Five and out.
Thanks for watching.